The crazy thing that just made me think about is the amount of research that I do to buy an item of clothing.
Yeah.
The way that I
Yeah.
read all of the reviews
Yeah.
online and I'm like,
The
okay,
pictures.
like, it's this girl, does she have my body type? Like, do they fit her the way that like they would fit me? Like, I do research before I buy
Yes.
clothes online
Yes.
for like what, like a $60 pair of shorts? And I didn't
Yep.
do research when I was buying a $5,000 business coaching package?
Yep.
Insane.
Welcome to the Know Your Worth show, where we teach you how to think about your money differently so that you can achieve your sexy money goals. I'm Sydney, your money maven and owner of Know Your Worth.
And I'm Kristen, Sid's dime piece bestie, team member, and busy mama of twins, here to make sure that those of us without a financial degree can still level up with each episode. Let's get started on reaching your next goal.
Hello. Welcome to the Know Your Worth podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Sydney Conway, your money maven.
And I'm Sid's dime piece bestie, Kristen, her assistant, and I'm just here for the fun. Today we have with us one of our favorites. Her name is Hannah Samwell. Hi, Hannah.
Hi.
And Hannah is the co-founder of Waterloo Street in Pittsburgh, and she's a digital marketer turned website designer with a passion for supporting women-owned businesses through the Biz Collective. With expertise in public speaking, social media, and copywriting, Hannah excels in creating visually stunning and functional websites. Outside of work, she enjoys exploring local breweries, watching the Gilmore Girls with her cats, and sharing her foodie adventures on Instagram. A Virginia Tech alum, she thrives on connecting with others and is always eager to meet new people and share diverse interests. Also, Hannah has designed the Know Your Worth website. So,
Love it.
our website beautiful, and
Yes. Heck yes.
We just posted that yesterday on our Instagram.
I didn't see. I got the look. Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I tagged you or if Rachel tagged you.
Honestly, I have been totally I haven't been paying attention to any of the social media notifications I've gotten for the past couple of days. So you might have, and I have not really been on social.
Rachel she just yelled from the other room. She said I did.
Yeah, it's the best. The best. Okay, so I'm going to go on and I'll share it because it is beautiful. You guys did a fantastic job.
Thank you. It's one of our favorites.
Good.
And I'm not just saying that.
Well, you can if you want to, but it is one of my favorites too.
So let's jump in. So with your business, can you tell us a little bit about how it started, how long you've been in business? Just give us a little synopsis.
Yeah, so I've been in business. Rachel and I have been in business since the Biz Collective since 2021, obviously post-pandemic, like during the pandemic. But basically how it started is Rachel and I were both working for the same company in New York City. We were working for a children's enrichment center doing marketing for them. And Rachel ended up leaving the company. She was like traveling back and forth from Pittsburgh to New York City like once a month. And it was just not for her. She ended up leaving the company. And her and her husband found out they were pregnant with their first child like a month later. And she was like, well, can't really go get a job now. So she decided to start her own business. And for 6 months, she was in my ear. She was like, we could start our own thing. Like, we both have complementary skill sets. So 6 months later, I was living in New York City at the time, quit my job, moved back in with my parents. Love that after living in New York City. And while we figured things out, I stayed at home for a year. And then like a year and a half, probably, I moved up to Pittsburgh and we were doing all things digital marketing. So social media, blogs, we had a roster of clients. The pandemic hit, we lost all of our clients, majority women, small women-owned businesses. And we had done a few websites for clients who just needed it. And we were like, we can figure it out. And then realized that we were actually really good at it and that we really enjoyed it. So during the pandemic, after we lost all of our clients, we transitioned. We took all social media off our website. We put websites, we're doing website design only. Obviously, now we've expanded a little bit. We do e-commerce websites. Branding is a new offering that we just put up on our website in the past 6 months, and custom websites, semi-custom websites. And then the Biz Collective is a directory of women-owned businesses in Pittsburgh. So that came to be after we switched to website design. We knew that those women still needed a way to get the word out about their companies and businesses, and they really needed the support in that time. So that's kind of why we launched the Biz Collective as like a low ticket marketing offer. And now we're up to over 50 members. So
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
yeah.
That's awesome. I am a member of the Biz Collective, so it is prime time and fun events now too. I mean, like you started that last year, right? The in-person events, yeah, Fem Fair, so fun.
Yep, we just got off. You guys can be the first to know. I don't know when this episode's going to come out, but we just got off a call for our next one that we're going to be hosting. Details are going to be released about that next week. So
Yeah. Oh, that's exciting. We will be there.
I'm ready to go to
great.
our Fem
Aw.
Fair.
Yeah, you will love
It's
it.
so
you
fun.
will love it. They are really fun. They're really fun.
That's the
That
only
makes
reason I
me
ever
happy.
get out and do anything really social. So just jump in her backseat. Okay. So as you've been revamping and trying new things, what do you think is your biggest learning experience that you guys had with your business finances?
Doing our research before making decisions about spending a lot of money. That was a lesson that we learned during the pandemic, actually. We spent a lot of money on something that we shouldn't have. And it was nobody's fault but our own. It was something that we did not do enough research on. And we ended up at the end of what we had paid for. We were like, that wasn't really what we thought it was going to be.
I've done that.
Granted,
Guilty.
like learning experience, absolutely. We have not made that mistake since then. So yeah, just failing to do your research before spending money on something that costs $5,000.
Yeah. Yeah. I did the same thing. And I've said that in a previous podcast too, that like that's something that I have checks in place now with our business is it really necessary, Sydney? This is other people telling me this now of like, hey, I want to buy this software. I want to do this. And they're like, hey, do you really need that advertising? Do you really need this new software? Do you really need this? Is it really worth that much money? Because I did the literal same thing. I was lucky enough that I got our money back. I got the money back because it was a software program. I proved that I had never logged in, which was nice. So they did refund me the money, but it was like $5,000. So clearly not what I needed.
And we have spent that money since on things that are very beneficial. That was just something that we had to learn. And Rachel and I do focus on what we're spending our money on because we've been very scrappy about starting our business. Like we've done things very low cost to start in terms of all the processes that we have in place. I mean, we're 7 years in now. So now we know the things that we should be spending our money on and the things that are probably not necessary. And I love that because we give that to our clients. We give that knowledge to our clients when they're like, well, somebody had told me I needed this, this, and this, and this. And I'm like, I can tell you that you don't need half of those things.
Yep.
And there may be a day that comes that you do need those things, but you don't need them today.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
good lesson to learn.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good one.
So on the flip side of that, what do you think is the best investment that the two of you have ever made in your business?
Oh, man. We have purchased a couple of courses now from well-known website designers in the Show It community. And Show It is just that we're part of the design partner community within Show It. And there are a lot of very knowledgeable, very successful designers that have courses and that are very open to talking about how they run their business. And Rachel and I have been making this up as we go along. And obviously now we know what we're doing, but there are still some things that are, when you want to get to the next level, there has to be something that you're investing in to help you get there. And we invested in a designer course that basically talked about all of the processes and the way that client experience, the way that she managed her clients, how she communicated with her clients, like all of the things that are like the back end of her business. And that one we bought, I think it was like $4,000, and that was a couple of years ago. And we still like refer to that course for different things. And then we purchased another one from a Show It design partner recently. I think in the past like 2 years, that has been, maybe last year we purchased that course that was focused on website templates, which is also like obviously a passive income stream that we want to invest more time and effort into. And they have a whole course on like how to successfully run that template shop in the background, that you don't have to lift a finger. It just runs on its own. They give you like the market, like literally go into Flowdesk and set your emails up this way and set your lists up this way. And here's the workflow that you need to, like, they literally hand it
awesome.
to you. So those, I would say, have been larger expenses that were absolutely worth
Yeah.
the money that we spent for them.
Yeah. Can I segue a little bit from that one too? Because I wanted to point out that that's one of the things that I loved about your business before I really knew you and Rachel, and love you both immensely. But with the business, I didn't have enough money at first to do a full blown like custom website. So you guys offering the templates was huge because I could have a really well done and looking website that I bought your template and utilized it for the Maverick and our Golf Academy. I did that for both.
Yeah.
And I was just so like excited to be able to have something that was really well done, but that was more accessible for like my price point too. So how did you start? You started with the custom websites and then started building templates. Was it from that class that kind of made you think to do templates? Or was that something you guys always wanted to do?
It was something that, so our very first website that we ever built on Showit, we purchased a website designer's template. And that was before we were doing website design. That was
Yeah.
us as our own consumer
Yeah.
learning what we needed.
Yeah.
And so obviously we spent a lot of money on that template for how long ago it was. This was obviously like 7 years ago. And I think we spent like $1,200 on it, which is
Wow.
insane. But it was
Yeah.
because she was her name was Megan Martin. I don't think she's selling templates anymore, but she was the only one doing it at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so now obviously everybody's selling templates. You can find them on Creative Market, Etsy, you can find them everywhere. But we knew as a business owner, you get to the point where you're like, I can't continue to only make money when I work.
Yeah.
I have to make passive income. And how are we going to do that? And that was one of the ways that we decided that we wanted to do that. It just made sense, especially because we did have people coming to us that we knew didn't have the budget for a fully custom website.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to purchase one of our templates and do it yourself, like there's that option. If you want to purchase one of our templates and have us customize it, we do that. And that's one of the other things that we talk about on the discovery call is like, I'm not going to tell you that you need a fully custom website if you don't.
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of people that don't. It's like you're a service-based business that has your 3 services that you offer. You need an about page and you need a contact form. Like I'm not going to tell you that you need a website that offers all this custom functionality and integrations and things like that. So yeah, it was
That's
basically
awesome.
just built off of a want, I should say, for passive income.
Cool. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I have a question for both of you since you both had like a big learning curve on something that you spent money on. Was it like you got adrenaline about something and you were like, this is going to solve my problems? And you were just like,
Yes.
swipe. And then it ended up not.
Yeah.
So it
Yeah.
was really shiny.
It was really
It was
shiny.
really It was really shiny.
Always looking for the quickest solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Admit,
And I will say my track record is pretty good. I do filter out things pretty well, or like it's not a blunder. But yeah, that one was.
So what would you guys tell like somebody who's starting out and they're getting distracted by the shiny thing? Like what kind of research could they do to better invest their money in the right place?
So I can tell you in my experience what I spent money on.
Mhm.
It was a business coach. And she was really great. She was very infectious. And when we got at the end of amazing saleswoman, because we got to the end of our call and she was like, so are we doing this? And we were like, yeah, because she had like pumped us up. Like she's a damn good salesperson.
Yes.
She was just like, she had pumped us up and we were like, oh yeah, we're doing this for sure. And then I feel like, we told her at the end of our relationship, like our time together, I was like, I don't really know what we paid for. Me telling her that made me feel sick. I was like, I can't not say this to her, but I'm also not that person at all. And as a business owner, you have to be able to speak up for what you're spending your money on. This did not meet my expectations, and this is not what I paid for.
Yep.
So that was a lesson within a lesson. That was one of the first times that I ever said, it wasn't one of those things where it's like, whatever, like moving on. It was like, I have to tell her that this was not worth my money.
Yeah.
And that was, but the research that I could have done is going to, her website, seeing client success stories. I don't think we did any of that. I think it was somebody we knew, and it was somebody that we were like, we trust her. Like, she talks like she gets us, you know what I mean? But we never looked at any case studies. We never looked at any testimonials, and like, that was on us. So.
Yeah. And what's funny with that too, I'm always not surprised because I trust myself as a bookkeeper, and I know I'm giving a high quality product, and I know that there's the value of what I'm doing. Like, I wouldn't do it if I didn't believe it. But when people like were in the sales calls, I'm like, oh, so this is what we would do. And they're like, great, let's get started. And I'm like, okay, perfect. Like, we're ready to go. I'm ready to do it. But I've only had a few people that have actually come back and been like, okay, great. Send me your proposal. I'll think about it. And I only had like 2 people ever that asked me for references. And the first time I was like, gosh, they want references? Oh my God, like, what is this? And then after I sent them to them, I'm like, wait, why wouldn't they want references? Like,
Right.
What a good point. Ask to make sure the product is quality. Like, that's such a good point, especially with service-based businesses, because you can't look at the product and see what it is. You don't, if it's all service behind the scenes and you're somebody that's outside of your area of expertise, it's outside of your typical like round, what your zone is. Asking for references is a great way to vet service providers. Just ask a couple additional questions, and like sleeping on it for a day, I think is a huge, huge tip, or just something that I think that then those people are the ones that also really value the product that they're getting too.
The crazy thing that just made me think about is the amount of research that I do to buy an item with clothing.
Yeah.
The way that I read all of the reviews online, and I'm like,
The pictures.
okay, like, it's this girl, does she have my body type? Like, do they fit her the way that like they would fit me? Like, I do research before I buy clothes online.
Yes.
For like what, like a $60 pair of shorts? And I didn't do
Yep.
research when I was buying a $5,000 business coaching package.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah. Well, I think it goes with the innate trust too. Like, we don't have an innate trust in Amazon and the sellers there, but we have an innate trust with service providers and with other businesses. So that's one thing of like, be mindful of where you're getting your product from. But it is so funny though that we check all these other places, and we don't do it with certain other things. That's so funny. That's so funny. And I mean, I encourage, but also it can go the other way too, of like when you just said that with like reading the reviews and looking at the pictures, imagining how it would be like as the service provider, we should also probably be doing that with the clients that we're talking to too. If you're in a position to, and not everybody's in a position to, and that's fine. If you're in a position where you need to accept clients to gain funds, to quit your job, to support your family, like, you have to do what you have to do. But if you're starting to get in a position of like fine tuning your business, and I'm going through a little bit of a client audit on my end, just not with a lot. I don't want any of our clients to be worried, but just like where's my time and where's my values and sitting at. And if you can't visualize yourself with a client, what are you charging them, and is it worth it? Same thing on the other end. If you're the client looking for the service providers, can you imagine yourself wearing it? Can you imagine yourself in relationships and talking with these people ongoing, and then what is the value you're getting back? That's such a good point. I really like that. I'm gonna start using that and saying that in like my client meetings. That was good.
I know. I love that too.
Get it on.
Look
Try
it
it out
up.
for twice. Make sure there's a return policy.
Right. Read the contract.
Read
Yeah.
the contract.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. That's a good one.
Wow. I'm impressed with myself. With myself.
You're done for the day. You can hang out, take the rest of your day off.
I'm going to go.
You have done it. So, okay, our next question is, so what's one tool or skill that you and your sister have developed around the business finances that has made the biggest difference in managing your finances better?
Well, we're not perfect at it.
No one is.
I wouldn't venture to say we're great at it either. Hiring a bookkeeper.
Do you have one that you would recommend?
If you guys haven't heard of Know Your Worth, she's really great. Yeah, just paying attention
Yeah.
to where your money's going. It's one of those things where it's like, pay the expert. if you're not going to pay the expert for social media, if you're not going to pay the expert for your website, if you're not going to pay the expert for a lot of other things, pay the expert to manage your finances.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you don't know. For me, it's something that it's like, I don't know what I don't know.
Yeah.
And I have a really great bookkeeper that has been able to help educate me when I have questions, but I've worked with other people that they're working with $1 million businesses and they don't care about a small business, and it's not worth their time to sit and explain to me like what they're doing. And that's just a horrible feeling. Like I said, pay the expert, pay the person that knows what they're doing and trust them after doing your research. But just being aware, I think, has been a big deal for us. We're still getting there financially. We have a lot of personal finance stuff that we had to overcome and teach ourselves over the years. So the business thing has been just like building onto that. But yeah, just paying attention, I think, has helped us.
And not that I don't want to brush over that, and I don't want to dig deeper than you're willing to go, but having that like personal finance, like barrier to entry of owning a business, that there's like a whole nother realm of managing finances in addition to managing your personal finances, I think is a large reason why either a lot of people don't go into business or they start out tough. It starts out in the wrong way. So educating yourself on a personal level for personal finances and seeing how things work, watching where you're spending your money there, the concepts are the same or very similar. So for you guys to have said that you had to really educate yourself on a personal finance note or overcome personal finance issues and things, is even, you guys have learned so much and done so much and just been such great business owners of, you can do anything you set your minds to. And that goes for everybody should know that and have the confidence to do that if it didn't come from your upbringing or from your education or from, and this is across the board, not just for you guys, obviously, but like, don't be afraid to still go for it.
And putting in perspective that like, I was 23 when we started this business. So like, picture if you're older or younger, whatever, picture your finances and what they looked like at 23. Like, that's probably not great. As an early 20s, like, it's probably not great. So that's like where I started, and my finances were like obviously a mess at 23. And then it was trying to figure out business finances on top of that. So you're right. I should pat myself on the back for even though we're not perfect.
Absolutely. You're managing like two big things like right at once and just doing it.
Yeah.
Like just doing it.
I think for both of you, like what I hear from both of you too, is like there's no gatekeeping of your success. Like with Sid, I think I've heard a lot of your clients say like, you take the time to explain it to me. And I've even had that personal experience with you. Like, you don't brush me off like, don't worry about it, I'm just going to take care of it because that's what I do or that's what I know. And Hannah, it sounds like you guys don't do that either. It's like, you don't need this. You do need this. This is what this means. This term means this. Like Sid has sat me down and looked at QuickBooks with me and it looks like a foreign language and she's patient. And I think that it sounds like both of you do that to help other people advance, which I think is really awesome.
I think when you have people that are willing to learn, and I think that most people want to learn. I don't think there's a lot of people out there, especially I'll say this to you, in the entrepreneurial world, there are not a lot of people who don't want to understand what's going on, especially in the beginning. We're all kind of control freaks for the most part. That's why we're our own business owners. That's why we're managing our calendars and schedules and time and funds and products and efforts. We want to know what's going on. We want to have control of what's going on. So what better way to let people know you're there for them by empowering them to just take control of their own life and finances and be in charge. Girls call the shots, Hannah. That's what your hat says, you know? And, but I mean, I want to know what's going on. So, and to me, whenever I can see someone's eyes light up or like the light bulb go off of like, oh my God, that makes sense. I never got that. I think that's probably like across the board in my life what motivates me more than anything, because I get the same satisfaction from teaching golf. Like, oh, that's how I should turn my wrists or hips. And I love doing that, but I think that that's what people want too. Like, you want to know what's going on. We want to eventually get to a point where we don't have to deal with it and we can pay someone else to do it. But you want to know it's being handled because you know how it works. I
Right.
think.
At the end of all of our website projects, we do a training with the client on like, here's how to edit your website. Of course, we want them to pay us to make the edit, but we also know that there are some people that are like, if I can figure it out myself, that's how I am. Like, if I can figure it out myself, like I'm going to do it myself.
Mhm.
We have had those same people that we have, and like that's like kind of like a thing that some people don't do is like, why am I going to train you how to do it? I'm training myself out of a job, basically. But we have had those same people grow in their success and come back to us and say, I'm just going to pay you to do it because I'm so busy being successful in my business that I'm ready now to pay the expert.
Yep.
And we've had those people come back to us like multiple times. We have had business owners that are like, you did my website 5 years ago, come back to us and say, we're ready to level up. And so I just think you get what you give. You know what I mean?
True. All right, Hannah. So we ask everybody towards the end of the episode, what is your sexy money goal right now?
Oh man, this is my sexy money goal right now. I want to say it because I want to say it. I want to buy a car,
Yeah.
but also my car is literally about to be paid off in January.
Oh, that's exciting. But hey, it doesn't matter what it is. Sexy money goal. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be financially responsible. It's fine. It can be the most audacious goal out there. It's a sexy money goal because that's what it is.
I want to
It's
buy
awesome.
like a nice SUV. I drive a shitty Toyota Corolla right now, and there are no rims on my car. Which I've never been a car person. Like something that gets me from point A to point B. Like I said, I've been scrappy my whole life with money. So I'm like, I bought this car. I'm paying it's about to be paid off. But also, I want to drive a nice new SUV.
Yeah. Yep. I get that. That's one of the sentences from the first self-wellness help book that I ever read. That is something that will stay with me forever. It was the Jen Sincero, You're a Badass book. And I think about it all the time. Where she's like, you get in your car every single day. She bought herself a red Porsche or something, like a red
I remember that.
convertible.
I read that.
And then she's like, you get into this car every single day. If it's something that will level up your day and will put you in a different mindset, in a different space, it's not a bad thing. If you have to pay for that, that's okay. If you're not gonna treat it like that, if you're gonna abuse it or disrespect it, or it's not gonna do that for you, then that's a different story. But getting into your car, going from point A to point B in something that you're like, ooh, I feel good. This is great. That levels you up. So I think about that I do that with everything, but when it works. So, but
My
I
best
love
friend
it. That's
Maddie-
a great sexy money goal.
My best friend Maddie picked me up in her white Audi SUV yesterday, and I was like, yeah, take me home to my Toyota Corolla.
Yeah.
I'm also in the process of moving right now, so I'm excited to move.
Yeah.
I'm leveling up my space right now.
That's
Very
all.
nice. Very nice. Very
So
nice.
Things are in the works.
Car might go along with it. So
It
Yeah.
would go so well with my new apartment.
yes, I love it. Absolutely. That's a great sexy money goal.
That is. All right, last
Mhm.
question. What's one money mindset that you use to keep you in a positive headspace about money or business or anything like that?
There's more where that came from. I
Yeah.
just think that there's plenty of money to go around and
Love it.
not having a scarcity mindset.
Love it. Love it. Love it. You can always make more.
You can always make more.
Mm-hmm. I love it. There's more where that came from. That's great.
I know.
That's great. Good one.
I love
Good. Well, cheers to that.
it. Yeah.
Got my coffee.
I have mine too. Chico.
have
Shout
the
out.
Red Bull.
Awesome.
Just all different types.
Well, thank you so much, Hannah, for
Yeah,
coming
thank
on
you.
the Know Your Worth podcast. I love this episode. This might be one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, that was so fun.
And, I feel like it was
Thanks.
really good. Yeah. Good tips, good insight, good stories, good people. So absolutely. And Kristen, where can we find Hannah?
Hannah, where can we find you?
Literally
That
everywhere.
was on our intake form, but I couldn't remember.
My
help.
friends would say literally everywhere. So
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
So where on Instagram can people follow you if they want to reach out about website design or to have a discovery call? What's the best place?
Waterloo Street for website design, Biz Collective for Biz Collective, and Hannah Sandwell for my personal.
All right.
Yeah,
Awesome.
perfect.
Yeah.
All
We'll
right.
tag you in everything when the episode airs so people can just follow right from there.
Cool.
Amazing. This was so
Thank
fun.
you. Thanks, Hannah.
If you found a bit of inspiration in this episode for achieving your sexy money goals, click the subscribe button on your favorite podcast app or YouTube so that you never miss an episode.